Today, we're talking about maltodextrin and why you should avoid it. So, you're asking yourself, what is maltodextrin? Well, we're going to jump right into that. Maltodextrin is a white powder that is starchy in consistency, dissolves in water, and is included in a wide variety of food products. What they're using this for is thickening of foods, liquids, improves texture and flavor, though it doesn't have a flavor of its own, helping to preserve the foods, increase the shelf life. That's why you're going to find it in a lot of things in the center aisles of your grocery store. Those are all of your shelf-stable products. It replaces a lot of sugar and fat in low-calorie processed foods. You're going to find it in a lot of the sugar-free items. You're going to find it in sugar-free puddings, sugar-free drink mixes, powdered drink mixes. You're going to find it in flavored pork rinds, all kinds of places. I would imagine if it's in the label, probably shouldn't consume it if you're doing strict keto. If you're type 2, type 1, having issues with metabolic flexibility, even those who are doing a dirty keto should probably still be mindful of it, as it can really raise your blood glucose, blood sugar, insulin, all of that. To be realistic, it doesn't even have any nutritional value. It's there just to, I really don't know why. I mean, it's cheap and food manufacturers can throw it in. We're not going to taste it. Again, it helps things be shelf stable. It thickens. It does all kinds of things. So it is a workhorse in the food industry, again, for those shelf stable items in the center of the grocery store. Again, many of you are eating maltodextrin on a daily basis and not even aware of it. It's going to be in packages of pasta, rice products, baked goods, salad dressings, frozen meals, soups. If you're living a ketogenic lifestyle, those are all the things you're going to want to avoid anyway. Good rule of thumb is to shop the outside. You're going to get your meat, your eggs, your cheeses, your vegetables, your creams and such. And you're going to want to do your best to avoid the center aisles of the grocery store again. Again, anything that's shelf stable is going to cause a problem. If you're finding value in the video right now, please take a moment and check out my merch store in the link below. It supports the channel. We've got hoodies, we've got shirts, we have grocery bags, we have aprons, we have all that stuff. So if you want it, we've got it. Take a look, link in the description. Thanks so much, everybody. Questions we get asked: is maltodextrin safe? Well, obviously the Food and Drug Administration deems it safe. It's used in all kinds of products, as we've discussed, but that doesn't answer the question, is it safe if you're worried about your insulin, your blood sugar, your blood glucose, all of that stuff. I would say no, but you can take that with a grain of salt. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a dietitian. I'm just going based off of my own experiences, and I will do most things to avoid it. People with celiac disease should be aware of maltodextrin being utilized in their food, as it can be made from wheat, though normally it's made from corn. But you should always be a little wary. And if you're eating something that is bothering you and it doesn't have anything to do with wheat but does have maltodextrin, that would be a good indicator that you probably shouldn't eat that product. There are studies that link maltodextrin to possible health risks. Maltodextrin does have a higher glycemic index than table sugar, and in some reports and studies, even higher than pure glucose itself. Now, in my information that I've looked for, I've seen glycemic index ranges anywhere from the 80s to 120, though the average that I find is about 110. So on a scale of 1 to 100, it hits 110. So that tells you that it is going to spike your blood sugar. It's going to cause a lot of issues. Some resources indicate that if it's not on the top of the ingredients list, it shouldn't necessarily be worried about, though it is something to keep in mind regardless of where it lands on the ingredient list. As we know, when we're dealing with ingredients in the United States, at least, top is going to be the most, the bottom is going to be the least as far as quantity. in the ingredients or in the product itself. If maltodextrin shows up as, say, the first, second, or third ingredient, you know that it's going to be the primary ingredient in that product. If it shows up last, then it might be something incidental. But again, your mileage may vary, and depending on how you feel when you consume those products. We do know that it can affect some people's gut biome. There has been at least one study that links it to causing inflammation and causing issues with those who have Crohn's disease. So if you have Crohn's or ulcerative colitis, definitely something you want to be mindful of to avoid those really painful and awful flare-ups. These are all things to keep in mind when you're buying products with maltodextrin. When I searched benefits for maltodextrin, the only thing that I was able to find is that it's cheap, it improves texture, it improves flavor of foods, and shelf stability. So again, it's not really doing a whole lot except making something on the shelf taste better and last longer on the shelf. So it's not really doing anything for us. So it seems it has far more problems than benefits. So again, keep that in mind. Now, bodybuilders will use maltodextrin supplements when they're trying to bulk up. Again, it's that insulin response. Insulin is something used in bodybuilding to grow muscle, so keep that in mind as well. It's literally a carbohydrate supplement. If you're in the center aisles of the grocery store looking for items, check the nutrition label, check the ingredients, try to find products that do not contain maltodextrin. If it were easy, I wouldn't be making this video. Though there are alternatives out there, though they typically cost more. There are certain products that I will indulge myself in from time to time that contain maltodextrin. I'm fully aware that it's in there, and I'm fully aware of the ramifications. But that's on me. I understand what it is, I understand what it's going to do, and I still choose from time to time to have things that contain maltodextrin, knowing full well that it's not great for me. So I figured I would go ahead and put this video together and put it out there, and hopefully it will be helpful to some of you. I think some people will wonder why I'm making this video. Am I being keto police? No, I'm not. I think that in the keto groups that I'm involved in, maltodextrin is one of those things that people say to stay away from, but there's never really any explanation as to why. As always, if you found value in this video, please like, share, don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next time.